Babel's Dawn presents the second in a series of talks about what makes language unusual. The introductory talk considered the role of meaning and determined that our understanding of meaning is circular and does not help in understanding language. This talk will look at another, more clear function of language. It deals with topics that advance human knowledge. In 1948, the mathematician Norbert Wiener published a book titled Cybernetics, or Control and Communication in the Animal and the Machine. It argued that the function of communication is to control another. Birds sing, for example, to attract a mate or to keep potential rivals out of a territory. Computers control one another by communications. A mobile phone signals a database that sends information to the phone for display. The basic relationship in this classic animal or machine communication can be illustrated by a one-dimensional line with a controller at one end and a controllee at the other. Human language relations can be shown by a triangle with a speaker at one corner, a listener at a second corner. These two are paying joint attention to a topic, which marks the third corner. This speech triangle, or triad, is limited to human communications. There have been extensive efforts to see if chimpanzees in the wild form triangular relations. It is clear that chimpanzees know a great deal about their environment as a result of individual experience and observing one another, but there appears to be no effort to share a topic. Thus, if one chimpanzee saw a field of bananas down a trail, there is no way to inform others of the discovery. Chimps communicate extensively with gestures, but the gestures do not have topics. They beg for food, mothers signal toddlers to climb onto their back, or one chimp signals where another should perform a little grooming. In none of these cases do chimpanzees pay joint attention to a topic. The result of many generations of humans considering topics and learning from their exchanges is a vast difference in adaptive success. Despite their intelligence and social system, chimpanzees are confined to a few patches of forest and savanna, while humans have spread and adapted to almost every environmental niche. They live high in the mountains, in the tropics, equatorial regions, Arctic zone, deserts, islands, and plains. They even include groups that live mostly on the water. Besides enabling them to learn new things, topics serve as storage systems for knowledge. The topic of these talks, for example, is language. Asked to think about what that topic might cover, a person could say nouns, verbs, people, places, things, concepts. Or the person could go in another direction and say French, Arabic, Sanskrit, Spanish, Russian. Still another set of associations might be natural languages, logical languages, computer languages. Languages with topics are unlike communication controls in the way they promote and preserve learning. In control communication systems, reducing noise in terms of ambiguities and fixedness of signals is central. But these elements are sacrificed when communication turns to topics. If language is to allow for new and unexpected knowledge, topics are not and cannot be biologically fixed. Thus, the signals used to consider a topic cannot be set in advance, and thus ambiguity is almost certain to be part of the language triangle. The main solutions for these problems is in dependence on context and coining new words as they are needed. It may seem strange that the first unusual feature of language that I want to consider is that it promotes and preserves learning. The fact that humans have learned a great deal that is unknown to all other animals seems obvious, yet it is not a fact that has been much stressed. The Greeks said the difference between people and animals is that we are rational. Noam Chomsky says the difference between people and animals is that people use languages with recursive rules. Don't worry about what that means. Many students of primates say there is no qualitative difference between humans and chimpanzees or bonobos, and yet the most remote and isolated people share far greater knowledge of their environment than the most clever of beasts. We got this way because we communicate with a system that focuses on topics. In my next talk, I will discuss how we use language to share knowledge about topics. With luck, we might even come to understand where meaning fits into the story.